Alrighty, so I'm gonna unbox here the Wolverine V2 Chroma. Now, I am normally a Elite controller guy, but I've been having some major problems recently with those controllers. The paddle's wearing out. I gotta go get it warranted, spend $60 on another warranty. I've done that 5 or 6 times. I'm fed up. I'm ready to try something new. If you want my advice, if you're gonna use the paddles on the Elite, get a warranty. Yeah, they're just really, really bad. And if Daddy Gates or Phil Spencer, Microsoft, Xbox, anyone watching this, like if you're gonna come out with the third one, like send it to me first and let me give you some feedback before you release a third crappy, horrible durability piece of junk that you want to sell for $200 and quote unquote call it a pro controller. Ridiculous. So, okay, let's get into this. I'm sorry. But Series 2, absolutely garbage. I already tried to get in this earlier, but then I was like, oh no, I'll do an unboxing video. So let's get this tape off. Now, I heard some good stuff about this controller. Nice packaging. Not quite nice as the Elite controller, but you know, whatever, it's still nice. So here's the controller itself. Oh, it already feels pretty nice. I heard that they make these really clicky buttons like a keyboard. Oh, can you hear that? Wow, okay. Wow, it feels really nice in the hands. And then you got the paddles on the bottom. Those don't feel too bad to touch. So, reload, swap, jump, slide. I can deal with that, I think. These sticks, hopefully these work with control freaks. Let's try it out real quick with my Thanos nipple. Will it fit? Oh, it won't fit.
That's what she said.
Oh no. Well, we might have to just live with that. Okay, looks like you got a share button here. That's nice. Oh, and then the select buttons and stuff are up here. That's interesting. It is a wired controller, as you can see. USB-C, that's pretty nice. All right, let's see what else is in here. So you got 2 more sticks. I guess, is this a replacement stick or is it just taller? Looks like the same size, not sure. Then you got this domed one, kind of like the PS3 controller or something. And then you got your cable here. Pretty nice. And you got all the stuff here. I'll probably look that over. Ooh, you get some stickers, that's nice.
Okay, so you've seen me unbox this controller. Now let's review it together. For a point of reference, we are going to be comparing the Wolverine V2 Chroma to the Series Elite 2, which I have years of experience using. Okay, let's crack on with the video. All right, the pros. Number 1, more accurate sticks. Watched a video about Xbox controllers by the Tactical Brit, and he says something about how Microsoft uses some sort of funky dead zone for their controllers, and that's why they are less accurate than PlayStation controllers, which kind of made sense to me. Sometimes certain situations, my aim feels unresponsive when trying to make very fine adjustments. The right stick accuracy on the V2 Chroma is a big improvement over the Elite Series 2. Pro number 2, the paddles on the back. Razer made a good choice mechanically with the back buttons on this controller. Just from a durability standpoint, I think they are much better than the Elite controller. The paddles on the Elite controllers wear out extremely quickly. Like seriously, who down at Microsoft thought this was a good design choice? At first, my biggest gripe about moving on from the Elite controller to the V2 Chroma was the placement of the paddles on the bottom of the controller. Felt kind of awkward at first trying to rest my fingers on the paddles and play. I wish the bottom paddles were closer to your fingers so you didn't have to stretch out your ring fingers so far. But after a couple of days, I'm used to it and it feels fine to me. I see what they are going for though with the back buttons placement more towards the center of the controller. Makes it easier for you to use the Wolverine V2 Chroma like a regular controller. Pro number 3, swappable magnetic sticks. Much like the Elite controller, you can swap the sticks out. For Warzone, I do like the longer right stick, so that's nice to have. Definitely made it an easy transition from the Elite controller to the V2 Chroma. In regards to the right stick, it feels like there is less tension in the stick when pulling down relative to pushing up or pushing side to side on the stick. Feels so much easier to control the recoil on the guns. I'm not sure if this really is the case or if Razer even did this intentionally, but my Cold War AK has never been this steady. I swear, this bad boy shoots laser beams. Another positive aspect about the sticks relative to the Elite is that this controller didn't drift right out of the box. That seems to be a big problem with the Elite. I've had multiple Elite controllers with minor to moderate stick drift out of the box. That's a big W for the Razer Wolverine V2 Chroma in this department. Pro number 4, the RGB lighting. It's stupid and unnecessary, but it is nice to color code your different profiles so you know which game you have the controller set for. So that's another W in my opinion. Okay, the cons. Now, these aren't deal killers for me because I really do like this controller and I would recommend it. But things I really think they could improve upon, and I really hope Razer sees this and listens and takes some of this input seriously, because I really think they have a nice thing going. Okay, so con number one, ergonomically, it could definitely be better. I think they should stick closer to a standard Xbox controller form factor. After long gaming sessions, it gives me pain in my right wrist. Con number two, the software. Kind of slow to boot and is clunky. Once I opened up the software and my Warzone profile had disappeared, so I had to remake it. Later, I noticed that I now had two Warzone profiles. Not a deal killer, but a little annoying. The software on Microsoft's Elite controller is much better. You can go into much more detail and deeper customization options with the Elite controllers. Hopefully in the future, Razer will borrow more from Microsoft there and offer some similar features like a profile switcher button on the controller, setting trigger ranges, and being able to mess with the stick's power curve. Con number three, the select button is very tough to hit with your left thumb. Feel like they should have borrowed more there from the standard Xbox controller. Just put them where we know they work. Con number four, bottom buttons can be tough to fully activate. Maybe I just have little girl fingers, but sometimes it feels like I don't hit the buttons hard enough, but that's kind of minor. Con number five, the left stick. There's just something that feels weird about it. It gives me pain in my left thumb. Over time, it gets pretty uncomfortable pushing up on the left stick. When the stick is pushed up all the way against the edge, when you press down to click the stick, you're actually pushing down on the rim here, making the left stick difficult to engage, making it hard to tack sprint, sometimes throwing me off when I don't get the slide off and I just crouch. That's frustrating and it gets me killed. Con number six, the D-pad. This isn't huge or anything, and it's kind of a neutral thing rather than a con, but instead of this, I don't know what to call it, rotunda style D-pad, I'd much rather have a standard Xbox One D-pad. I think the standard Xbox One D-pad would work much better with these super clicky mechanical buttons that they got going on. With this circular D-pad design combined with the ultra clickiness of the buttons, it makes it too easy to accidentally hit a direction that you didn't mean to engage. Con number seven, the extra shoulder buttons. This one again, not a big deal, more of a neutral thing, but I feel like they could be improved upon. Earlier I mentioned how the select button was tough to hit with the left thumb. I did get around this by binding the M1 key to the select button, making it easy to open the map while still being able to engage the left stick. The M2 button I have binded to D-pad left, lets me pull out a bow or airstrike somebody on the fly, but honestly if the select button was where it should be, really wouldn't need the extra shoulder buttons. Instead, what I want to see from Razer is for you to bring back the white and black buttons like the OG Xbox controllers. So if you ask me, Merc, is this controller worth the $129.99? I say if you're competitive enough and you play the game enough and you know you're going to get your money's worth out of it, then go ahead and do it. If you want a serious advantage movement-wise, I think this, if you're coming from a regular Xbox controller and you're trying to make the jump to a Pro controller, I think this is definitely a good starting point. I wouldn't pay more for an Elite controller, especially if you plan on using the bottom paddles. They really do wear out very quickly. I'm happy right now with my controller, and I would recommend it. It does get the Merc W. Thanks for watching. Merc out. Peace.